Hey everyone, this is my review of the Dormeo leather bonded manager chair, and I had to replace this one here, this typical cheap gaming chair, because, well, it was killing my back. I had some pretty bad back problems, and it was time to go for a much more comfortable chair, and I think this one solves that. So, first, word of warning, I've never done a review before. So you might be like, okay, well, why should I listen to you? Well, I have been sitting in chairs my entire life, so I think I'm pretty good at this. So the first thing I did in my chair shopping journey was go online, look up some good reviews, and find a good chair under $200. And I saw the Dexley that had some pretty good reviews, so I decided to go to Staples and actually sit in one. That's when I found out that that chair was not for me. I don't know, something about it. It felt too firm. I'm pretty tall, so the chair actually fit my height. However, I don't weigh a lot. I'm skinny, so I didn't really sink into the mesh that much. It kind of felt like I was sitting on some pretty tough elastic. So at that point, I decided, hey, let's go look at some other chairs. And I sat in about 30 chairs. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was there for like 20 minutes. People were looking at me weird, made a few friends. But after looking at all those different chairs, I settled upon this chair I'm about to show off in this review, the Dormeo. What caught my attention about this chair was that it was instantly comfortable. For under $200, it was probably the most comfortable chair in the entire store. And it actually had a pretty nice look. It didn't look like a fancy, big, huge Oval Office chair. It kind of had a little bit of a gamer style to it, and since I make a lot of videos, it kind of hit the sweet spot for me. Alright, before I show you the building montage, let's quickly go over the features of this chair. Front and center on the packaging is the word OctaSpring. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, didn't SeptaSpring just come out last year? I know, but it's 2021. Technology moves really fast. Seriously though, this is the technology that is used in the cushioning. And as you can see, it is powered by aerospace technology, so you know it's good. Other than this cushioning that would make Elon Musk happy, there isn't too much to talk about. There's the usual overall height adjustment, adjustable arms that tilt up to the upright position, as well as tilt tension control so that you can lean back to your heart's desire. Okay, it's time to build the thing. I'll tell you about the process when I'm done with that, and then give you my final thoughts when I get a sit in it. Alright, it is built, and honestly that was pretty painless. It took about 25 minutes, give or take, and that was from unboxing to fully finished, so not long at all. There was a little things here and there, really just the ending when you're putting the back on, just kind of getting the screws to line up, but it's pretty easy. Just kind of wiggle things around, screws start falling into place. So it's time to talk about my impressions of it. I'll kind of tell you about the build quality as well from what I felt after putting everything together. So starting with the wheels seem pretty good. They're pretty smooth. You roll around okay. I'm on carpet here, just your typical office carpet. It rolls pretty okay. It's not like you're on rollerblades or anything where you're gonna go really fast, but it's not bad at all. All of the pieces on this chair felt pretty sturdy. Everything was really heavy, even though I think the base and sort of the bones of this chair are not all metal. It felt heavy like a metal, so it's some sort of strong plastic involved, so A+ on that. The faux leather also feels pretty good on this too. Obviously, this is just first day impressions. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but feels pretty good right now. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of the chair, especially being a budget chair under $200. I don't think they really skimped in any way as far as build quality, so I really like that as far as first impressions go. Next, let's kind of talk about the features and how everything worked and then I'll get to overall comfort. So the arms of this chair have a good cushiony feel. They're not sort of just a rubber squish to them. They're actually a cushion on top. That could wear out over time, not sure, but right now it's really nice to rest your arms on, your elbows and stuff like that. I have on a lot of chairs, sometimes my elbow gets some pains. It's like a sharp pain because it's kind of sitting on, even though it's a soft sort of rubbery plastic, over time that sort of wears on it. So hopefully these can withstand the test of time as far as that goes. I also wanted to mention the mechanism for raising and lowering your chair, as well as the tilt lock. I actually like where they are. Typically, in my normal chair I think of in my head, it's sort of that one little, piece of metal sticking out from the bottom, and it's kind of really low and towards the, you kind of have to go find it, you have to search for it, and you're grabbing spider webs and stuff. Well, this chair doesn't have that. It's kind of on the front, attached to the base of the chair, and it's really nice. It's super easy to find, and you don't have any issues sort of adjusting your height. Same thing goes for the tilt. The tilt is the exact same sort of mechanism, except it goes up or down. It's sort of a lock in place or not, but that just allows you to tilt back. So as far as the tilt goes, it does not extend the degrees of tilt that the chair does, but it does tilt back the whole chair as one unit. That was one of the things I kind of didn't particularly like when I saw it in the store, but actually I thought about it and go, you know what, how many times do I really use the tilt on the previous chair? It was like once a year, so that's not a big deal to me. I actually really like it. It has a nice, good sort of tension. That's adjustable as well down below like most chairs, but it has a nice feel to it where you just lean back just a bit and you're in a nice sort of equilibrium. So finally, let's talk about comfort, especially in comparison to my previous sort of cheap gaming chair that you see everywhere. This chair is pretty plush. It has a nice firm cushion to it. It's not too soft. It's not like you're sitting on your grandma's couch, but it's also not like sitting on plastic. It's nice in the middle. It's a good firmness on your lumbar area especially. There is no adjustable lumbar support, but it does kind of push you a little bit there, which is really nice. You feel supported in that way. So compared to my previous chair, you can actually see in this video, the previous chair had a sort of manufacturing tilt to it, so it actually wasn't aligned. Honestly, that's probably why my back was messed up the most, but it also, the cushions were pretty firm, and the sides of the chair that are meant to hug you around your waist and sort of legs, those also kind of got in the way and don't feel comfortable, so I'm really glad to not have that on this chair. Now I will mention, I am 6'3", about 175 pounds, so I'm a skinny, tall person. That's kind of why I went for this chair as well. In the store, a lot of the chairs didn't quite have the leg room that I wanted. I kind of felt front heavy sitting in them, but this one has a nice long base, so I'm just speaking from someone who's tall. I don't know what it's like if you're under 6 feet or something like that. Maybe it feels a little bit different, but it feels pretty good for me. As far as like neck support goes, there is no headrest that's hitting the back of my head. Again, if you're a little bit shorter than me, maybe you can rest it. This is not too short. It's actually kind of high up. So I'd say if you're about 5'9" possibly, you might be able to rest your head on the back. But for me, it's enough where I can kind of rest the back of my head. It tilts my head back just a little bit, but I don't do a ton of like sleeping in a chair anyways. I have a couch here for that. I mean, I don't sleep at all at work. I never sleep at work, ever. So, the moment you've all been waiting for. Would I recommend this chair for the price of around 180 bucks? Yes, I would recommend it. Again, this is my first day sitting in it, plus the day I sat it in Staples, but I like it so far. Maybe long term I changed my mind a bit, but compared to that gaming chair, this is a 2 steps up, 3 steps up, whatever. It's so much better. It's just nice and comfortable. I will say the one in the store even felt more comfortable than this chair, so I have to imagine that me sitting in it's going to wear it in a little bit, wear in the leather a tad, and kind of get the cushions to fit my body type. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you thought this was helpful, and if there's any questions you have, drop them in the comments and I might come by and answer them, especially as I sit in this chair longer. I can give you my long-term opinion on them. As I mentioned earlier, this is not a product review channel. Here at Hackingtons, we teach kids of all ages how to program websites, Python, and video games. Check out hackingtons.com to see more info about that, or just take a look at some other videos that we make. We also have some pretty cool stuff coming soon about JavaScript that we're going to release on this channel. Thanks again for watching, guys. Stay safe out there.